But we've been focusing on the effects of the spillage of the Akosombo Dam, but businesses, and that's one of the things that we don't look at. Recreational businesses along the Volta Lake, those businesses are counting their losses, and these are places that we all go to. We've all been to, these places, and to think that those places have also been submerged. I'm just thinking about the jobs that have been lost, the fact that people can no longer go there, at least not immediately. And I don't know what we can do to alleviate their plights. I mean, what can be done? What really can be done? Because we talked about the cost of the human lives. People have been misplaced. People can't get water. People can't get food. But in terms of the businesses, what can we do?
Yes, we can. I mean, it might not be immediate. We can look to support them to restore them to their previous position. And we can also do a lot about promoting the fact that they are now back in business. What these things do is that people may think that they are shut down or they have difficulties in operating, so the clientele list will either drop or people may not decide to go there. Without business, their business cannot flourish. What I've heard is that some of them, they are recovering. Because you have to, whether you like it or not, that's a business you run.
Yeah.
You have to look for money. If we are a proper state, government will be interested in saying, if it's even not for free, having a fund in place where you can tap into it, restore yourself to a previous position. When you get better, I can pay for a period of time. That's the kind of support you can give to a grouping like that. I'm not sure. And see, whilst we are counting the loss here, we should be mindful of the fact that if the businesses in the area die off, it will compound the problem of the people. Because they are the first set of people they employ.
Yeah.
If the businesses die off, if they actually have every good reason to, imagine a guy's home has been flooded. He goes to work and he's sacked too. Because the office has been affected too. You know what I'm trying to say? You what about this fish farmer? Yeah, and I continuously think about it. The fish farmer cannot do the thousands of fish that he was rearing alone.
Millions.
Yes, he would require support. All the people who are recruited, what would they be doing now? Now that there's no fish farming happening on the ground immediately.
And Raymond, the thing about jobs or creating jobs in a community, we've always indicated when we have this whole conversation about location quotient and everything. Where your community exports jobs, there's a boom in service industry.
That's true.
For all the people who go to these hospitality centers, there are times you want to drive around the road and grab something to eat, not just from your own hotel or
even
anything.
on the way to the place.
On the way to the place, you get something to eat. And so, imagine, let's think about it this way. There are people who work in these facilities. Their homes flooded. They are displaced. They can't go to work too. So now they're going to come back. And they have to wait for their businesses to recover. And for many of these hospitality centers, those with accommodations, imagine your room being flooded. What it means that you may have to change everything in that room. You're going to lose your electronic gadgets, your beddings, you have to consider changing them all over again. And you even have to, hire somebody to check the structural integrity of your building. So, I mean, look, people are going to need a lot of support. I would, for instance, suggest that once everything is done, government should consider helping these people by even taking conferences to these places. Some of the state institutions can take their conferences, that they normally would organize in Accra to some of these places. So that would also be a way of giving something to these people. I mean, if you don't have money to say, I'm going to give you a fund to support you, at least I can bring you business.
Deliberately, yes.
Deliberately.
Yeah.
Which is
almost that's a good suggestion.
Exactly,
actually.
to help them get back to business.
Really
because look, these people are losing millions as a result of the spillage.
Already doing business in Ghana is difficult.
Very difficult.
The
With high
workers,
taxes and everything.
and the
So
workers
if
are
they
mostly
compounded-
local. When we went to Safari Valley, they said 50% of the workforce came from the town.
So if they lose out, etc., and yes, we know that there's a problem, there's a big problem. We are all running things and all of that, but we should also be thinking of the bigger picture. That's why we put together a committee of ministers. Essentially, that grouping should be thinking beyond just visiting the place, what they can do. I mean, we're not talking about what they can do to spill the water that is spilled from the place yet, which is also one of the things they should consider in the future. But immediately, how do we restore the people to, if not give them a better life, what they had previously? And how do we make sure that business continue to run? Because we all know that without growth posts, societies die.
Absolutely.
The evidence is all over the place. Without the growth posts, without the institutions that will bring productivity, will bring jobs to the people, they will die off because they'll move away. That's why people have moved from their hometowns, go and seek jobs elsewhere. If they had the jobs in their hometowns, I'm sure they would have actually been moving out anyway.